Can you see me clearly? All right. Welcome to 40 Entrepreneur Drive, where I am sharing my journey of becoming a successful business owner with you. My name is Kenya, and this video is going to be about why it can be important to keep your business ideas to yourself and your goals and dreams to yourself, and just to be careful of who you talk to in general. And I try not to go on too much of a rant, but this particular instance of something that happened is kind of one of the reasons why I started this channel. Because, well, one, when you start a new business or a new venture, you can have a lot of doubt and a lot of insecurities because you don't know what you're doing, or because maybe you've tried it before and it didn't go so well. Both of those describe me. About a year and a half ago, I tried affiliate marketing. It didn't go so well. I'm currently doing eBay, which is okay, but not doing as well as I'd like. And I've tried to sell a physical product in the past too that it was okay, but it didn't take off the way I wanted to because I didn't really know what I was doing and I kind of messed up. So rather than make a really big mistake, I shut it down pretty quickly so that I could kind of reorganize my thoughts and see what I was doing, and making sure that I wasn't I didn't want to mess up. So I pulled away from that. It was a Shopify store, just so you know. It was a Shopify store with 3 categories of items, very simplified, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I messed up 2 orders and felt really bad that people gave me their money and I wasn't able to give them the product. But that's another story. So anyways, here I am again. I've got a lot more experience. Selling on eBay has taught me a lot. Shipping things, setting prices, creating my customer service skills and experience. So all of that has been really, really helpful selling on eBay. And it's allowed me to get a little business experience, and it's allowed me to want to do a little bit more on my own independently, which is what I'm doing now. Developing a website so that I can sell new products, because on eBay I sell a lot of used toys, books, clothes, some new stuff, but mostly pre-owned items. And I think I'll have a lot more success if I'm able to focus on newer things. So the past 2 weeks, I've tried to be really adamant about writing things down. And so I have a dedicated book, notebook, not notebook, but like a folder. You can put the papers in the 2 sides and you can add paper to the middle side. I don't have it with me to show you, but pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. No. Yeah, this is what I was writing in before. This is last year's, like a journal, just a regular journal with like a calendar, and you can write in it. So I have got one of these for this year, but I also have just a little paper folder that I write down my ideas. I take out the pages as needed, put them back in, reorganize them, and I carry that with me to work. So most of what I work on, research, calculate, and just organize my ideas, most of that I try my best to do it at home. But I do take it with me to work because I don't want to write on scraps of paper, which I'm really notorious for doing. I don't want to write on multiple scraps of paper and then try to organize them, or like I'll have several like old bills just filled up. I'll open up the bill or whatever and keep the envelope as scrap paper, and I've got like these all over the place. Then I have to try to consolidate them, and okay, this was this idea about this, and I was writing down something there and I was adding something. I don't want to do that. I want it all in one place. So I carry it with me to work so that I can add to it as needed. And I try my best to keep it close because I don't want people looking at my business, seeing what I'm doing, and making an unnecessary commentary, which where I work is very, it's a common practice. A lot of people stick to themselves and mind their own business. Some people, if they're your coworkers that are somewhat close to you, or they not close to you, if some of you're in my area, some of the coworkers, if they've known you long enough, they take license to kind of get in your business sometimes. But anyways, so I had my folder at work. Well, let me back up from there. I was at work, I had my folder there, I was working on it, And from time to time, I do ask some of my coworkers that I think may have some business background, just a couple questions. I'll just fish for a couple questions like, hey, what do you know about business? Or have you ever had your own business? Or do you know anybody that runs a business? And I just try to get information here and there so that if they give me the right answer, then I'll ask more follow-up questions. And then hopefully that's my way of networking and just try to surrounding myself with like-minded people. But I try not to do too much because some people, because of the environment that we're in, it's kind of a culture of be happy that you're here. We're making decent money. We got good benefits. And yeah, kind of like don't rock the boat, or what else could you ask for? So a lot of people I don't really talk to a lot about. But so I'm at work and I was really tired. I just actually switched the time. So I was working on the day shift for a little bit, and now I'm back on nights, which I've been on nights for years and years and years and years and years, and it can be tough on the body. Even when you get 8 hours of sleep, you're always tired, right? So I'm back on this shift. I'm kind of tired because I'm just transitioning from working days. And not only am I tired from the switch of the shifts, I'm tired because when I'm at home, I use every free moment to do research on the business that I'm trying to develop, to contact vendors and suppliers and correspond with them back and forth, to make phone calls, personal, home-related, and business-wise. I'm like trying to do as much as I can in my free time, and sometimes I don't get enough sleep. So I'm going to work and I'm tired and I'm sleepy. And one of my coworkers, who's kind of like actually, I'll just leave it at that. One of my coworkers was commenting on me being tired all the time, and this particular person is kind of opinionated, and I get along with this person. Like, this person is fun to talk to and fun to be around, but he's very opinionated, and he kind of thinks he knows everything. He's a much older gentleman, and you're supposed to respect your elders or whatnot, but a lot of what he says doesn't really apply to me. Some of it does, but most of it doesn't. And so he's seeing me being tired and kind of criticizing me that how come I'm not going to bed, and I need to. No, first it's all in my mind. I'm not really tired. I just didn't want to be there, which some of that could have been true, but I was really, really tired because I hadn't gotten sleep in 3 days. And then I brought up the question of, what do you know about business? Or I don't remember how we got onto it, but he made that comment, and then I kind of shut it down because I could kind of see the direction he was going in, which was, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened. Well, I was telling him, well, I'm working on a lot of stuff at home. I'm not getting enough sleep because I've got a lot of things to work on. And, his reply was, well, is it that important? Isn't sleep important? If you get enough sleep, then you'll be able to, do what you need to do. Whatever you're doing is not that important. My initial response was, well, yeah, it is, because, and then it tried to justify why I'm tired. And I was like, you don't need to justify. You don't need to tell this person why you're tired. It's not his business. And even if you told him, it would go in a whole other direction. So I shut that conversation down, and he went about it his way, and I went about my way. But then later on, I had my folder open, the one that I write all my notes in, and he comes by, and he's kind of sitting in my area, right there by my notebook, which was open. I try to write in it and close it, but it was open, and it had some personal information that I didn't want to be seen, and it had some business information that I didn't want to be seen, and it had some sketches and drawings of things that I didn't want to be seen. So I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't want to draw attention to it, but when I saw it, so I was just going to keep talking to him and hope that he didn't look, but he was kind of looking, and then was just looking, and so I jokingly snatched it up and hey, you can't look in there. That's full of trade secrets and secret missions. And I just kind of dramatized it and played it up a little bit just so he would think I was being silly, because he thinks I'm a silly person. That's okay. You can think I'm silly. And I just kind of dramatized it so that as a distraction, so we could talk about something else. And he kind of made some comments well, what's in there that's so important? And I think he made the I think he made the connection to the earlier conversation. Oh, and another conversation that we had earlier, because the day before I was just kind of in a bad mood, and I was really in a bad mood the day before, and I was just like, man, I got to get out of here. I want to do something different. I got to get out of here. So what I said the day before, plus me telling him about, well, I'm tired a lot because I'm working on a lot of stuff at home, and then him looking down in the book, he's kind of like putting it all together. And long story short, long story short, I'm looking at the timer on his phone. It's been 10 minutes. I'm really not getting to the core of it. The core of it is he's basically telling me, not in a jokey way, you're making yourself miserable. All this crap, all this BS that you're writing in here. What is this? I'm gonna pretend that this is my folder here. So what's in here? What is all this crap? You see all the stuff that you got in here? That's why you're miserable. That's why you're tired. You spend all your time on this stuff. What are you gonna do? What are you trying to do? And I never did tell him what I was doing, but he was just very, very, very negative. And again, this is somebody that I'm not super close with. Like this is my friend. I trust my friend, and I trust his opinion. That we're just co-workers that we joke around a lot, so we're pretty comfortable with kind of talking kind of crazy to each other. But the way that he was talking about what was in my book was very disheartening, and very it reaffirmed that I was right about keeping my mouth shut and keeping my business to myself, because I didn't tell him why I was tired specifically. I didn't say, well, I'm trying to start a business, and I spend a lot of time on the internet looking up things and comparing things and researching and trying to educate myself about taxes, and trying to educate myself about doing business as licensing, and taking courses. Like I didn't tell him any of that, because I knew that he wouldn't be supportive, and I know that there's a lot of people that are not supportive, and which is why I'm so tired all the time, because I have to be at work. Like I have to be there. That slot in my day is taken. I'm under contract to work. I mean, I could walk out any time and go from there. But as of now, I signed up 18 years ago for employment, and this is what I do. I have to go to work. So that part of my day is already taken up by the company. Then I have to sleep. Then, as a single mother, I have to do some things. I don't spend time with my family at all. So I don't wanna paint that picture the wrong way. I barely spend time with my family. So between work, some of my family obligations, sleep, and the commute, I've got very limited time to work on getting this up and off the ground. So I spend as much free time as I can. On the weekends, I stay up all night. I'm up all night now, but this is the normal work time schedule for me. But I'm always working, because nobody's going to make this happen but me. But I didn't tell him all that. I just told him, I'm tired. I got stuff going on at home. And I tried to keep my folder closed and my business ideas to myself, because one, I don't want comments, and two, I don't want anybody stealing my ideas. So, yeah, that particular conversation lasted about 10 minutes long, and we have to work together. Like I couldn't walk away, because that was the area I was supposed to be in, and that was the area he was supposed to be in, so we had to be there. And my way of dissolving these types of arguments is I play dumb, I play silly, I play the part of, yeah, I guess you're right, yeah, well, one can only dream, because I don't feel like I need to justify myself, and with certain people, you just can't. He could be right, I could be right, he could be wrong, I could be wrong, but his whole idea was, and he told me specifically, I'm paraphrasing here, you've been here 18 years, you're going to be here another 18 years. Leave this bleep. Stop thinking about that kind of crap, That's what's making you miserable. Change your mind. And when you come in here, you'll be fine. That was his suggestion, to change my mind, the way I'm thinking about things, and then I won't be so miserable about working there. There is some truth to that because what is the saying? If you can't change your situation, change the way you think about the situation. Well, what if you can change your situation? What if you can make changes to yourself that can change your situation? I don't want to just accept things the way they are, and just be happy with it. Now, I do believe in being content with where you are in life, but I also believe in wanting to better yourself and better your situation, right? So I know there's some Eastern philosophies that talk about like what is the path to misery is wanting, or I know I'm messing that up, but the happier you try to be, the more miserable you'll make yourself, or if you're not content, you'll be unhappy. So I was looking up some stuff online because I know that there is an actual philosophy about that. And I just got two or three websites that I was looking at just to kind of support what he was saying and what I'm thinking. So this is from independent.co.uk. This is on the health and life. I might keep this open so I can copy the link and put in the video. But there is a psychotherapist named Gina Clark, and where is it at? Read real quick. If we expect to be constantly happy, then we judge that to feel any other emotion is wrong, and therefore we internalize that we are bad. And if we feel sad, angry, frustrated, and so on, when in actual fact, in order to feel happy, to process the difficult stuff that happens, we need to accept other emotions. Okay, that's not what I was really getting to. Where was it? Sorry, I tried to have this part like bookmarked, and I should have highlighted it. Okay, well, I'll read this part at the bottom. It says, once you get to the root cause of how you feel, it becomes easier to change your mood. Keep asking yourself why you feel unhappy and why that is, and why is that. Keep going until you get to the root cause. Okay, so, oh no, let me answer this question so I don't forget. So why am I unhappy with my job? I don't like the hours. And why is that? Because I don't spend time with my family, and because I already missed out on a lot of time with my son, and I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of time with my daughter. And there's just other things I want to do with that time. Why else don't I like my job? I don't feel appreciated. Why is that? Because I'm one of hundreds or thousands of people that are doing the same thing and doing them day in and day out, and I can be easily replaced. Why is that? Because that's the nature of the job. Okay, what else is making me unhappy for the working where I'm working? I don't feel like I'm with the right. I don't feel like I'm surrounding myself with people that are conducive to my happiness. Why is that? Because no one has any independent thoughts, and there's a lot of drama and just non-productive things that are going on. Yeah. Okay, why else am I not happy with my job? Because I'm very limited in what I can do and when I can go and come, and just my own freedom and free time. And why is that? Because those are the rules that are set up. So anyways, that's that particular article. And here's another one. Oh, no, let me skip ahead to this one. Emotional pacifiers. So this is my folder, right? And according to this coworker of mine, this is just my blankie. This is my pacifier. This is my blankie. This is what I use to carry around to make myself feel good about myself, so I can write in it and feel like I'm doing something with my life, and then just feel okay about the situation I'm in. Those are his exact words. That I'm writing down, he has no idea what's in it. Even if he saw a few words in there when it was open, he has no idea what's in this. He has no idea what I'm doing. No clue at all. But he was bold enough to make that statement that that's just my blankie. So let's look at changespsychotherapy.com. And this article is on emotional pacifiers. Let's see. Sorry, I read a little blurb. I really should have highlighted it or copied it, but I'll put a link on the. I'll put a link in my description on this one too. And it was talking about emotional pacifiers. Let's see, how do we numb ourselves? We use emotional pacifiers, and just like babies, a baby's pacifier changes our mood, soothes and settles us, except that an emotional pacifier takes the form of too much food, too much sex, too much work, too much power, too much prestige, status, alcohol, drugs, exercise, relationships, and is a quick fix. So under that definition, my little folder that I write my ideas down and my calculations and my research could very well be that. Maybe he has a point. It's fine to use a pacifier if your baby. A functional adult doesn't reach for a pacifier. They reach inside. They listen. They pray, they connect, they meditate, they become still. They feel, they breathe. They aren't afraid of their own feelings or expressing them. They honor and own them, all the good, the bad, the ugly. They're right at home in their internal world. Okay, the internal world is your home and soul and the birthplace of happiness, your internal world. True happiness is an inside job, and it's the byproduct of right living. What's right living? It's being a functional adult, facing ourselves, being accountable, being responsible, authentic, present, honest, kind, vulnerable, humble, and above all else, it's a commitment to refuse the quick fix. Okay, so I do not believe what I'm doing is a pacifier or a blanket at all. I do believe he's correct when he says that I feel good about myself, or I feel like I'm doing something when I'm writing in it, because I am doing something. When you have a dream or you have a goal or you have something that you wish you could do, you don't just think about it and you don't just dismiss it and say, I'm just making myself miserable. Just let me stop thinking about that. Will never happen. If you really want to do something, you're supposed to write it down. If you want your goals to manifest, you're supposed to write it down. You're supposed to write it down, look at it every day, read it every day, and put things into action so that that can happen. Even if it's a to-do list, maybe you can't do this part up here, but you break it down. First I have to do this, this, and this, then I can accomplish the goal. Oh, well, before I can do this, this, and this, I have to do these other subcategory things. And you write it down, and you accomplish it, and you work your way from the bottom subcategories to the main categories to the the head title of the thing that you want to do, and you get your goals accomplished, you get it done. And that's what I'm doing. I'm moving forward. I'm internalizing, as this article says, I'm internalizing and analyzing, why am I not happy? What do I want to happen? How can I make that happen? What do I need to do? I write it down. I've been acting on it. I'm getting things done. So that's my blanket, and I'm not sharing my blanket with him, I'll tell you that much. Okay, this final one, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I'm at the 23-minute mark. Okay, this final one is from Performance I Create. Okay, let me see. What did I read on this one? Happy to have a job. Okay, so I'll repeat it again. I've been at my job for 18 years. I'll have 19 years this July 2019. I will have 19 years on the job. That's almost 20 years in the same job. And I think I really, really liked my job the first year and a half because it was new, it was exciting, and I was making a lot of money for not having a degree, which is like, that's pretty much the mindset. And they're like, wow, look at this money that we're making and the benefits we have, and we don't even have a degree because it's a really nice factory job. So, be happy. So my coworker, the one who's telling me about my blankie, is saying, you could stop being, I'll tell you how to stop being miserable. Imagine yourself tomorrow if they canned you, if they let you go. You know what you're going to do? You know what you're going to be? You're going to be out there on the street chasing the next job, and you're not going to get one like this. So just be happy you have a job. That's how you need to be. That's how you need to think. Stop making yourself miserable with where else can I be? Where else can I go? What else is there? Guess what? There is nothing else. You've been here this long. You're going to be here this long. This is where you're at. So be happy you have a job. And this article is called The Happy to Have a Job Philosophy. Again, this is on the performanceiCreate.com article, and it's a very short article. To sum it up, be happy that you have a job is a fear-based statement. It's kind of like an all or none statement. Like, it's as if to say there are two options and only two options. Be happy you have a job. Be happy that you're not out on the streets. Because those are the only two things. No matter what this job is, no matter what it pays, no matter how you treat it, no matter what opportunities you may have or don't have, no matter what recognition or acknowledgement you get or don't get, be happy you have the job. Because what else is there? That's pretty much the philosophy. Where could you go to get paid the way you're getting paid, to get the benefits? There's nothing out there, so just put it out of your mind. And I think somebody had a comment, is what I liked on here. Yeah. So one of the comments here at the bottom says, the happy to have a job tag, for me, is loosely translated as, you're lucky to be working here, or you should feel happy that you haven't been let go. I agree that it's a phrase that does not inspire good employee-employee relations or employee-to-employee relationships. Consequently, it's a way of furthering the divide between the two. When used in a work-related environment, it can be interpreted as threatening. It's discouraging to use among employers. More specifically, okay, now they're talking about this is something that maybe the higher-ups would say. But you know what? It really messes up the morale and camaraderie when employees say it to each other, when coworkers say it to each other. Hey, I'm not happy here. Hey, just be happy you got a job. Like, nobody wants anything more. Nobody wants anything more. And that's another reason why I keep my mouth shut at work, keep my ideas to myself, and try my best to keep my folder closed and my ideas under wraps. So anyways, that was story time. That was a lot of talking, but I wanted to make sure I covered all the bases of what's happening. So in spite of the lack of support that I have, because I'm covering two topics here, be careful who you talk to, and don't be discouraged if you don't have support. So be careful who you talk to. Most of my coworkers are not interested at all in making money outside of the company. They're not interested at all in making a business. They're very much single-minded. I don't want to say beehive, but beehive mentality of this is where we are, this is what we do, and don't rock the boat. And then the lack of support. I mean, I would love to have, outside of my parents. My parents are supportive. Oh, you're doing great. I'm so proud of you. It's like I'm not even doing anything yet. They're just proud of me for having the idea. But I wish I had more support in terms of people that I could grow, people that I could be close to, share my thoughts, share my fears, share my questions, share my experience, back and forth, that I could really grow with. I wish that my kids were interested in it more. I wish that I knew now. I wish I knew when I was younger what I know now, but I wasn't interested in business at all. Like the way my kids are now, just give me a job, I'll be happy. But I wish I had this type of ambition back then. And that would even be great if I could just depend on my kids a little bit more for the support to kind of help get the business off the ground and help me with different things. I think it would be a lot easier transition to get this off the ground and to not split my time and energy quite so drastically. But that's it. That's all I've got to say. I am still saying I am still believing in myself. I am still going to do what I'm going to do. Even if I fail miserably, I'm going to fail on my own terms. I'm going to see it through one way or another. I'm not going to be discouraged by naysayers. I'm not going to be discouraged by haters. I'm not going to be discouraged by my own failures. I'm not going to be discouraged by the fact that I have to try a lot harder because I don't have support. And that's the way it should be. So no matter what starting point you're coming from, whether you have a spouse or partner that is supporting you and helping you out, whether you are by yourself like I am, whether you are just struggling to make ends meet and it seems really difficult to even try to focus any money or time on another venture to try to support yourself with your own business, whatever it is, don't be discouraged, especially if people are telling you don't even waste your time. Just be happy that you have a job and don't waste your time fantasizing about something else. That's my advice. That's my advice, and that's what I'm sticking to. So this 30-minute presentation has been brought to you by 40 Entrepreneur Drive, because I'm 40. Well, I'll be 41 this year, but right now I'm 40 and I want to be an entrepreneur and I've got the drive to do it. So this is where I'm going to stay. And I'll see you guys on the next video. And hopefully it'll be a lot more positive, but I didn't want to get that out of my system because that really rubbed me the wrong way. Oh well, you can't win them all, right? Sometimes you have to walk alone, and if you walk alone, what is that quote? It's a really good quote. If you must walk alone, I was hoping something was gonna pop up, but there is a quote. Wow, that's a good one. If you want to be successful, you must be willing to walk alone. But that wasn't it. This was like an Eastern philosophy. Like sometimes you have to walk alone. And when you have to walk alone, walk. Yeah, but I like this one too. It's one with a lion on it. All right. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.